Community whose presence in our town has certainly been enhanced and made better. Uh, as we begin, I would like to invite Councilman Jorge Guadron to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice. Thank you, Councilman. This month, we are so proud to recognize those members of our community of Hispanic heritage. And I'm going to begin with the first honoree, Dr. Wanda Ortiz Rivera. Doctor, why don't you come on up? Originally from Puerto Rico, Wanda began her educational journey at Dowling College at just 16 years of age, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Natural Science and Math, went on to get a Master of Business Administration and a Master of Education in Bilingual Bicultural Education from Columbia University Teachers College. In 2001, Wanda began her career with the Brentwood District in our wonderful town of Islip as a dual language teacher and progressed in many key roles, including mentor, teacher, and coordinator of bilingual and ENL programs. Most recently, Wanda served as Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Instruction and Bilingual Education, and on July 1st of this year was appointed as Superintendent of Brentwood Schools. Her dedication extends beyond her roles in the district. As a mother herself, Wanda deeply values the community and is actively involved in numerous educational organizations, including the New York State EDELL Leadership Council and the World Language Council. Wanda passionately views diversity as a unique superpower in the Brentwood School District and continually strives to support her students and staff. Please join all of us, including Bob. Please come forward and join us in honoring Dr. Wanda Ortiz Rivera. Why don't you stand up here and town board, please come up for the photo with the entire.
Congratulations.
Our next honoree has been a cornerstone of Good Samaritan University Hospital, and that's Alberto Cardona. He has, for over a decade, made a significant impact in the post-anesthesia care unit. His exceptional blend of care, kindness, and compassion has greatly enhanced the experience for his patients. And I would ask Alberto to come forward. Is there anyone here? Is anyone here?
Just my mother, my boss.
Come on up, Mom. During the height of the COVID-19 crisis, Alberto's dedication became especially evident. He stepped up to assist in the emergency room's COVID tent, providing crucial translation services and emotional support to Hispanic patients during a very challenging time. Alberto continues to make a meaningful difference at Good Samaritan University Hospital, actively participating in patient experience rounds where he assists with Hispanic translation. His dedication ensures that every patient receives compassionate and understanding care. His commitment, compassionate service, and contributions extend far beyond his professional role. Please join me in recognizing Alberto Cardona.
Congratulations again.
Our third honoree is Richard Bastidas, and I'd like to invite Councilman Jim O'Connor to the podium to present this next award. Councilman?
Thank you, Supervisor. Richard Bastides is the Director of Program and Evaluation for Police, Mental Health, and Wellness with the Suffolk County Police Department, where he oversees critical incident responses and provides officer counseling. Previously, Rich served as the Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety for the town of Islip. He assisted in responses to natural disasters, major events, and critical incidents. Richard has also contributed to the expansion of the Town of Islip Law Enforcement Academy, which trains park rangers, fire marshals, and harbor patrol officers for Islip and other Suffolk County townships. Rich is a certified FEMA incident commander and a nationally certified crisis intervention stress manager. A lifelong resident of Suffolk County, Rich was a first responder on September 11, 2001, and has a distinguished 25-year career with the NYPD, retiring as a detective investigator. In his free time, Richard enjoys playing basketball with his son and hiking with his daughter. Please join me in recognizing my friend from East Islip, Rich Bastides.
Congratulations, sir.
Our next honoree is Jennifer Villacorta Escobar, and I would invite Councilman Guadron to the podium for this next presentation.
Thank you. Jennifer, please come on. Jennifer was born in San Salvador, El Salvador. She moved to Canada as a young adult to escape increasing crime in her city. She pursued higher education at Okanagan College and then at the British Columbia Institute of Technology, where she studied architectural and interior design. At present, Jennifer oversees administrative operations at Villacorta Law Group PC, where she also works as a paralegal specializing in family court matters. She is responsible for recruiting, training, and supervising staff and assists attorneys with hearing preparations. Jennifer is deeply committed to community service. She supports women and children in Suffolk County through various initiatives, including the Special Immigrant Juvenile Status Program, which helps newcomer children who have been abandoned, neglected, or abused. She is also involved with International Art Focus, Inc., which uses art to support children dealing with neglect or home issues, and with the Latin American Ladies Committee, CODALA, which raises funds for women and children with cancer. Her previous volunteer work includes managing operations at St. Anne's Catholic Parish in Osoyoos, British Columbia. Additionally, she volunteered as a translator for the International Students Association and supported special needs children through Fundación Padre Vito Guarato in El Salvador. Please join me in recognizing my dear friend Jennifer Villacorta Escobar.
Our next honoree for Hispanic Heritage Celebration is Roy Palaz, and I'd like to invite Councilman Lorenzo to present this next award.
Thank you, Supervisor Carpenter. Roy Palaz is a dedicated community member whose journey from the Bronx to Ronkonkoma has been marked by both personal and professional achievements. After a long career with Aramark, Roy, alongside his wife Kathleen, founded Island Empanada in 2011. The business has since flourished into a multi-unit franchise, selling over 6 million empanadas across Long Island. Roy's commitment to community service is evident in his numerous roles. He is actively involved with the Ronkonkoma Rotary Club, where he operates a weekly soup kitchen and participates in fundraising events like the Michael Murphy Run. His Rotary work also includes donations to the food pantry, support for disabled children at Camp Pawcatuck, and providing scholarships to local students. In addition to his Rotary activities, Roy is a board member of the Ronkonkoma Chamber of Commerce and is involved with several other local chambers. Through Island Empanada, he contributes to community causes by donating gift cards and baskets for fundraisers, offering scholarships to senior ice hockey players, and supporting organizations addressing cancer, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. Roy, his wife Kathleen, and their children Giselle and Danielle continue to be pillars of their community, embodying a spirit of service and dedication. Please join me in recognizing Roy Palaz.
No problem. Our final honoree for Hispanic Heritage Celebration is Maria Negron, and I'd like to invite Councilman McElway to present Maria's award.
Come on up, Marie. Yep. Maria Negron was born in the Bronx to Puerto Rican parents, has been a pillar of community service throughout her life. From a young age, inspired by her mother's example of helping the less fortunate, Maria has dedicated herself to improving the lives of others. Her commitment to community service began early, notably as a president of the local Parent-Teacher Association. Faced with overcrowded classrooms, Maria spearheaded efforts to bring mobile classrooms to her child's elementary school, addressing a pressing need for space and learning resources. In 1994, Maria expanded her service to the emergency medical field as a volunteer EMT in Babylon. Maria's entrepreneurial spirit led her to establish Pride Embroidery in 2006, which she officially opened in 2007. The business, a union-owned and operated women's business enterprise, has become a staple on Main Street in Bayshore, thriving for 17 years and contributing to the local economy. Her commitment and involvement extends beyond her business. Maria has participated in various local non-for-profits, has made multiple trips to Puerto Rico to distribute clothing, food, and toys to those in need. She is also an active member of the Bayshore Lions Club, running drives for school supplies and holiday food. Maria is a devoted mother to Jacia, Franklin, Jennifer, and Michael, and a loving grandmother to 6. Her role as a strong leader, dedicated worker, and caring matriarch continues to positively impact her community and beyond. Please join me in recognizing Maria Negron.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all this year's honorees, and a thank you to all of you for all you've done for the community. We have one more person that we wanted to recognize, and it just coincidentally happened during this month. And I'd invite the town board to come up and join me. Diego Rios, who is the CVS National Art Competition winner. So we are really honored to have the privilege to recognize Diego, who lives in Ronkonkoma, who has been selected as one of 4 artists whose artwork is now featured on the cover of a new collection of journals in over 6,700 CVS pharmacies nationwide. Rio's winning design, entitled Life Harmony, was chosen from over 75 submissions and was inspired by his sister, a psychologist treating children with mental illness. His work aims to communicate the symbolic relationship between creativity and well-being. With over 21 years of experience in art direction, he has been a creative lead at CVS Health for more than 5 years. His professional background includes work as an agency art director and in higher education centers. Today, we are proud to recognize Diego Rios, not only for his artistic talent, but for promoting mental health awareness and showcasing how art and journaling can positively impact daily life and mental health. Please join us as we recognize this Ronkonkoma resident, artist Diego Rios.
Keep up the great work.
September is National Recovery Month across Islip Town. You'll see the purple banners, flags, ribbons, and lights that have been shining as part of our Islip Goes Purple. It is an initiative month-long to raise awareness of mental health and substance abuse disorder, as well as celebrate those in recovery. Earlier this month, we kicked off this awareness campaign with a color fun run and cupola lighting right here at Town Hall. And just this past Sunday, we celebrated the initiative at Islip Goes Purple Night at Duck Stadium. There are more events still upcoming, so please help our mission to spread awareness, reduce the stigma, and bring recovery to the forefront by joining us as Islip Goes Purple continues. I'd like to also thank Marian Pfeiffer and Youth Enrichment Services, yes, for all their efforts on behalf of this initiative for the past 6 years that we've been doing it. So I would just invite everyone to go to islipgoespurple.com and you'll see what else is coming up. We also are very proud to share the news. The town board and I, alongside the team in our Office of Economic Development, are proud to announce Phase 2 of KIT, Keep Islip Thriving. It is a grant program for small businesses in our town. Through funding provided by the American Rescue Plan, ARPA, small business owners and not-for-profits within our town can obtain grant funding to assist with the financial burdens brought on, and unfortunately for many, still lingering as a result of the COVID pandemic. We understand how invaluable our businesses are to our community and local economy. This opportunity, hopefully, will help ensure that these businesses can successfully continue for years to come. So please go to islipny.gov or call 224-5512. One more thing. We'd ask you to please vote. Voting is underway right now for USA Today's 10 Best Reader Choice Awards for the best small airports. And we all know which one that is, Long Island MacArthur Airport. Currently, we are ranked third behind airports in Michigan and South Carolina. So if we could all show our New York, Long Island, and Town of Islip pride by voting daily, now through September 23rd, just go to flymacarthur.com and it'll take you right to the link. Also, on September 29th, the Islip Animal Shelter and Adopted Pet Center is hosting the free rabies vaccination clinic on the 29th, as I said, of September. Residents are invited to bring their dogs, cats, and ferrets older than 4 months to our new Islip Animal Shelter on South Technology Drive in Central Islip to ensure their pets' protection and continue to keep them healthy all year long. Dog licensing and microchipping will also be available for an additional fee. Just check the website or social media for full details. And one more thing, please check the rec news. Even though we officially are saying goodbye to summer, there's still so much going on. And I want to thank our Parks and Rec Department for all the wonderful programs, the movies, the concerts, everything that went on all summer long, the fairs and festivals. There's one more to go. The Apple Fest at Islip Grange in Sayville on Broadway on October 26th. There is a rain date the next day, but it's going to be beautiful on Saturday. So just check your rec news or the website, and please know how much the employees in the town really care about this. You know, you go to these events and you see them setting up and everything, and the park rangers out there making sure that everyone is safe and sound and really having a good time. So on behalf of all the members of the town board, we truly, truly appreciate all that you do. Thanks so much. Oh, how many? 18. No. Yeah. Is it in the back?
You're welcome. So then this. Perfect.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Take care, guys. I'll see you. Nice to see everybody. Hey, Rick. Keep up the good work. Hi, how are you?
reserved anymore. You can sit wherever you like. Yep, they're all finished. Thank you. They're from earlier. Wherever you want. Of the Islip Town Board to order. Before we begin, the town clerk has an announcement to share regarding the 2025 tentative budget. Madam
Good
Clerk.
evening, Madam Supervisor and members of the Town Board. The tentative budget for 2025 has been filed in the office of the Town Clerk as required by New York State Law, Section 106, Subdivision 2. I am presenting to you the duly filed tentative budget at this scheduled public meeting pursuant to New York State Town Law, Section 106, Subdivision 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you. We will begin this evening with our 4 scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I now call upon the town clerk to read the first hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 1, to consider enacting Local Law 4 of 2024 in connection with Chapter 47H entitled Taxation, Exemption for Volunteer Firefighter and Ambulance Workers.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close the public hearing and adopt this for a resolution.
We have a motion from Councilman Gardron, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. If you would, please, Madam Clerk, the second hearing notice.
Item number 2, to enter into an airline use and lease agreement with JetBlue Airways Corporation at Long Island MacArthur Airport.
Again, are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to close the public hearing off the resolution.
We have a motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Madam Clerk, if you would, the third hearing notice.
Item number 3, to consider amending the Islip Uniform Traffic Code.
Are there any questions on this? I'll entertain a motion then.
Make a motion to close the public hearing and adopt it.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Gardron. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And if you will, please, Madam Clerk, the last hearing notice.
Item number 4, to consider amending the ordinance Chapter 67-457 entitled Moratorium for the Development of Battery Energy Storage Systems of the Islip Town Code.
Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion.
Motion to close the public hearing, submit this for resolution for its adoption.
Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. We have 3 in favor, 1 in opposition. The motion carries. Actually, 4 in favor. We will now go to the public portion. I see that we have a number of cards that have been filled out for people to speak. Just to remind everyone, this is the public portion, that you have the opportunity to come and speak on any topics. But I ask you to please be respectful and remind you that you have 3 minutes, and it's not a question and answer, but basically for us to hear what your concerns might be. Just looking through here quickly, I see that there are a number of speakers who are referencing Island Hills. And I just, for the point of clarification, that is not an application that is before us this evening. The application was submitted to the Planning Department on August 9th for a change of zone to construct a total of 890 residential units, 576 which are rental, and 314 for sale. Again, this is an application. There's a whole process that has to take place. The Town Planning Division and consultants are reviewing the submission, and following such review, the appropriate steps will be taken to comply with the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQRA, and the change of zone process. There will be public hearings. It'll be scheduled in accordance with SEQR when the draft environmental impact statement is deemed complete and ready for public comment. The proposed plans will be available on the town's website in the coming weeks, and this is going to be a long process. There will be plenty of public notice, there will be hearings, and just follow it on the website because you will be able to get real information there, not necessarily what people might be saying to each other on social media. With that, we will go to the cards. The first speaker is Andy Cross.
Andy Cross, Bay Shore, New York. Once again, I'm here about the NYS real property tax law line on my tax bill. When the tax went up 41%, and you said it was due to the price of housing declining in value, now years later, the price of housing has increased and has doubled, even tripled. Why is this tax still on the bill? Could someone on the town board tell us what happened at the West Islip boat ramp? The new ramp was made, and then it had to be ripped up because it wasn't made right. Are the town taxpayers paying for this mistake, or is it somebody else? Is this as bad as the Clemente Park, which you were responsible for? Are you going to overbond the amount like you did for Clemente Park? What was it? $6 million for a $2 million cleanup? And where did all the extra millions go? Do we need the state to look into bonding by the town? Also, the bonding for the payloader for 30 years, with the payloader life only 20 years. Bonding in the town of Islip is out of control. And lastly, is the town board member who has West Islip as his area resigning due to what happened at the dock? And is the supervisor resigning due to mismanagement of the town? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. Next speaker, Glenn Alexander. Glenn Alexander. Mike Sabatino. Sylvia Balba.
Good afternoon. I'm here representing the Central Islip Soccer Club. We currently have decreased 2 days to use the soccer field, the turf soccer field. We only have one soccer field available in Central Islip. The soccer academy has 19 teams, so we need the turf field 5 days a week for our kids to have practice after school. But since I think the police department has a new academy in the same location, we no longer have Mondays and Sundays for the turf field. So our kids are not allowed to practice Mondays and Sundays because of this situation. And we just feel like it's good that they having a new academy for our community, for our kids, but I don't think it has to be hurting our kids that are already in the field. We are taking away our only turf field. I think the town of Islip should give us the field back to us, and if anything, our community is big, we should get another turf field. Also, the practice takes place after school, and in wintertime, it's dark. We should even get some lights and bathrooms available for our kids. So we have never come here before, But this time, since our kids are being hurt by this policy or by the new policy that they have that we cannot use Mondays and Sundays, Centralized the community has come to make sure you hear how we feel about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next speaker, Ron Cunla.
Name's Ron Kuhn, I live in Islip. My concern is security at the Bayshore Marina. There's been a lot of vandalism and theft, and I don't see any security there. I think somebody should work out something where people are registered when they come in, or at least identified. I don't think it's a big deal. I think if you just kind of move the existing people that you have down to the marina, I think that would solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Amy and Michael Campagnola.
Good evening. We hear from a letter we've received about a piece of property that we bought in Bohemia. It's an acre, essentially a wooded lot. We bought it as an investment for the future to possibly build something there someday. We had received a letter that the property is overgrown by weed. It's 145 feet wide by 430 feet deep. And it's essentially a wooded lot for the last 25 years. So I didn't realize that it's something that you have to maintain as a wooded lot. It doesn't seem practical. They gave us 30 days to clear this lot. I'm assuming just the brush, which we had started. We got about 50 feet in, and neighbors were coming out actually upset that we were taking these woods down. And I don't want to do this. I mean, we took down some dead trees and some brush in the front. But I just want to know where I need to be to hold on to this property without, I mean, you can't really clear a wooded lot that way. And I'm not looking to do that. I don't think it's something that the neighbors want. I don't know if, it was overgrown into the road a bit, and we did clear that back about 60 feet. Now that we have this clearing in the front, we have 5 or 6 people parking on our property every day because they now have a little spot to park. So the whole thing seems a little ridiculous. I just want to know, I guess there's no answers today, but what to do to go forward and, we cleared 60 feet in, maybe put up a fence or, do something that we can maintain the front section, not to grow into the street. I understand that, but there are wooded lots all over Bohemia that look identical to ours. And I just don't understand. I understand someone complained, and if they complain, maybe now we satisfy their complaint. I don't know where to go, from here.
Mr. Campagnola, I'll have someone from code enforcement call you. I'm not sure if someone is here now who could step outside and answer your questions, but if not, someone will call you. I'll keep this on the side.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be speaking about this.
No,
I
no,
feel like
no.
it's out of place here. There's
It's
more
not
important
out of
things to be
place.
dealt with.
Not out of place. We're glad you came down.
Yeah, I spoke to the town attorney already. I spoke to everybody that called me. I don't know, so. Okay, right now?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Amy Flores. Amy Flores.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm sorry I have to carry my little one. She's attached to my hip. But I'm here representing the Central Islip Soccer Club as a parent of my son who plays for the club for a couple of years now. There's a group of us here because we are concerned, as my prior parent said before. I'm sorry. We only have one turf field in the whole community park, Central Islip Community Park, and we have 19 teams playing there, which is a good thing because, it keeps our kids out of the streets. It keeps them busy. I speak for my son, who is a freshman in Central Islip High School, he goes to school, comes home, gets ready, eats, and then goes to his practice, keeps him busy. We're there probably 5 days a week till like 9 o'clock. And since, they took our turf field away for two days, it does affect us because, we've been pushed to one little grass field on the side where we have 5-year-olds practicing along with a 15-year-old. Can you imagine one of those balls hits one of those kids? It would be, a problem for the parent, for the kid, and it's a safety concern. It's an issue. We just want a space for our kids. Like, we've been there for many years. Our president, Michael St. Laurent, founded the club since '09, and we've been part of it. Central Islip, as you know, has had many bad rep in the past, but this is something good that we're doing. Our kids are busy. Our kids are happy. They're doing something for themselves where they make friends, where they have, common ground, where they get along, and they're all working as a team, which is what we want our teens to do, and keep them out of the streets, keep them out of bad company. So we just ask to, make it work for us. Don't take the only thing we have. You have Brentwood Park, which has many turf fields, a big space down on Wicks Road or Crooked Hill, between that division. CI, like I said, we only have one. That's it. And a grass field, which isn't that big. We've never come here before. It's our first time. We put up with it for many years. We don't have bathrooms. We have porta potties that are, disgusting. They get cleaned up maybe once every 2 weeks. And you have, again, numerous amount of kids there practicing who use that restroom every day. We don't have lights, but we still manage. We use our car lights. Our president has put up, temporary lights just so our kids could be out there practicing and having fun. So again, I represent the parents. I hope you take it into consideration and think of our kids, which is, again, we're trying to keep them safe and busy and doing something good for them that they enjoy. Thank you. And I'm sorry.
Thank you. Just a point of clarification, there is no turf field at Roberto Clemente Park in Brentwood. Yeah. Next speaker, Susan Ruona. Okay. There'll be plenty of opportunity, trust me. Thank you. Eva Biondillo, I'm sorry if I massacred that. Eva? Kevin Shapiro. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you again.
You too. Thank you. Kevin Shapiro, 851 Smithtown Avenue, Bohemia. I'm here representing my community, my family, etc. Now, I'm sorry, I had this up and then they wouldn't let me in and now I can't find this. I'm sorry. I'll just speak off the top of my heart then. So essentially what happens is now that Reckler has made a new proposal, they're trying to pass it off as something that the community wanted. They had to have these meetings. 3 times I asked to be invited and I was thrice rejected or not invited. And in these meetings, I was told by people there that the mantra from the community hasn't changed, that we're unified in no zone change, and in a worst case scenario, they should be able to build the 96 homes or so, 1 house per acre in that area. To try to pass it off as though 1,000 rental units instead of 1,600 is somehow what the community wants is just disingenuous. It's not what anyone's asking for. Nobody's made that point. You know, I did write a letter which I sent to all of the board members and Supervisor Carpenter. I was glad that I did receive 3 responses, one from you, one from Mr. Lorenzo, and one from Mr. O'Connor, and I appreciate it. I was actually going to read that letter again, but it's lost in my phone somewhere. Essentially, the responses that I got, which I could totally understand at that time, was the end of June, was, listen, it's a new proposal. We've not really gotten a chance to, to go over the details of it, so we're not really in a position to comment, and that's understandable. I was just kind of wondering at what point or how far down the line do you think it'll be until you've had, sufficient time, to review this stuff to, start giving the community some sense of where you guys, may stand on the issue? And just furthermore, the Reckler organization did take out an ad in the Suffolk News recently, which really had a lot of misinformation in it. Namely, what they did throughout this ad is they tried to say that the community was making certain arguments, which in fact nobody was. There's a technique in logic and debate, I forget what it is, where you assign somebody an argument they're not making and then you attack the argument that they're not making. And in essence, that's what they did in this. I feel like it's disingenuous. I feel like it's just dirty tactics. And again, the only thing, if you ask anyone, in the community, everyone remains united in no zone change, AAA zoning, 1 house per acre, because that's what fits the neighborhood. And 20-something buildings and 1,000 apartments instead of 1,600 apartments is still wholly unacceptable to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Next speaker, yes. Okay, well, I'll call him next. Thank you. Noe Alvarenga. Noah Alvarenga. Michael Sabatino.
Hi, Mike Sabatino. I'm here to address the problems of the issues of the Bayshore Marina. The marina has always been a cherished part of the community, a place where we gather, relax, and enjoy the beauty of the waterfront. However, many incidents have raised serious concerns about safety and security. Over the past few years, there's been a rise in vandalism, theft, and other destructive activities in the marina. We've witnessed disruptive activities, people tailgating when it's clearly marked prohibited, people parking illegally, people parked in boat owners' spots, and people blasting music so loud it's almost deafening. Unfortunately, we're experiencing an increase of illegal actions such as increased drug use, graffiti on boats, 2 boats stolen, and public urinating. These issues not only threaten the safety of our residents, boat owners, and visitors, but also tarnishes the reputation of our town. It's clear that we need to take immediate action to address these problems and restore a sense of security to our marina. That is why I've outlined a petition with over 370 signatures online. An effective solution that I propose in the petition is the reinstatement of a security guard at the entrance to the marina. Having a dedicated security presence can serve as a strong deterrent to potential wrongdoers. The security guard can monitor the activities, respond quickly to incidents, and provide a reassuring presence to everyone who visits. It's also vital to set up monitors in the booth for the security guard with the feeds from the yet-to-be-completed security cameras to ensure that the security guard can see in real time the activities that are taking place and notify the proper authorities. I also think that there needs to be more and consistent increased presence of code enforcement on site. Our town employees, although capable, are not enough. I understand that our budgetary considerations and logistical considerations involved in this decision. However, the cost of the inaction is far greater. The safety and well-being of our community should always be at the top priority. By investing in security measures now, we can prevent more serious and costly problems in the future and be ready for the coming season for 2025. Moreover, the presence of a security guard can enhance the overall experience for residents, visitors, and boaters and alike. I will encourage and would encourage more people to use the marina knowing that it's a safe and secure environment. This in turn can boost local businesses and contribute to the economic vitality of the town. I grew up in Bayshore. When I was a kid, in order to enter the Bayshore Marina, you had to show proof that you were a town resident. This may be something that be considered. However, I don't know the legal ramifications or the reinstatement of that. That is something that you officials would have to answer. I've spoken to some town officials separately. I all agree, including the gentleman I just met out front, Anthony, who's the head of whoever he does. I forgot who he is, I'm sorry. Security guard, who we all agree, everybody that I speak to individually agrees that the reinstatement of a person at the entrance is necessary. Therefore, in conclusion, I urge you to Angie Carpenter, the town supervisor, and the rest of the town officials to consider this and reinstate the security at the entrance. Let us work together to ensure the marina remains a safe, welcoming, and enjoyable place for everyone. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Sabatino. Next speaker, Donna Hufford.
Okay, I'm supposed to give my name and address? All right, I'm Donna Hufford. My address is 555 Durham Road in Sayville. And I just want to be here for the count that we're still saying, Recla bought the Island Hills Golf. They bought it and it was zoned for homes. And that's all that should be allowed, AAA zoning. And apartments are just not acceptable. And the reason is people who live in apartments, they tend to be transient type people that don't contribute to the community, and they just take from the community. And so we're not interested in any apartments. Reckler knows this, and it shouldn't have to be brought up again. This is ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Next speaker, Oscar Arciniengas.
Good afternoon. I'm Oscar Arciniengas. I'm 172 Grand Boulevard in Brentwood. Also here for the Central Islip soccer team. I'm just here because of what they just said previously. You know, we only have one turf field. I think Central Islip should put a couple more turf fields so nobody, you know, start arguing about who takes what field. And if that doesn't happen, then, you know, we should get the turf field that we had once for the past 4 years already. Our kids are safe out there, and, you know, we just want to keep them safe. So I hope you consider, you know, giving us back that turf field that, you know, it was always once us. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. Jessica Banda.
Good afternoon, Jessica Banda, Central Islip. I came here in regards to the developments that are going on in Central Islip, but I'm going to have to change this because this brings to the same problem. Like, we keep building more buildings in Central Islip. The traffic is crazy. You can even drive through Carlington Avenue. And now we do have a problem, but it involves the children's. And when it involves the children's, we have to look at the children's and not the agenda that is behind this. I asked the town to pay attention to this and see for the best for the children, because in Central Islip there are no after-school programs, there are no activities, and they only have the soccer field where they can go and practice. And it seems like now this problem is causing a division, which shouldn't happen, because we as a community are working hard to keep united. And we do need to see our representatives, which we don't see often, as the previous parents have spoken. The park is not kept up to date, the bathrooms for the people that walk, everything that needs to be, you know, as in other places, which it doesn't happen in other towns. It only happens in Central Islip. This is why we have the reputation we have. And we, the residents that we care about Central Islip, we're working hard to keep it clean, to keep it as residents who deserve to have a quality life in Central Islip. So I ask you all to pay attention to the children. It doesn't have to be any involvement besides seeing the benefit for them, and our representatives to show up for us. Like many of the parents here, they don't even know who the representatives are because they don't see them. Only when it's elections, that's when we see them knocking on the doors asking for the vote. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like we have to see them when situations like this happen. So I hope that we can get a response, that we can see what's going on, why the PAL is coming for soccer when we also have another sports that the children can also benefit from. It's not only soccer that we have to look at, but we can look at other options as well and offer them, because the flyers go to the schools, the children sign up, and now there is a big problem in the community. So it has to be addressed, and we need to get a response. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Jorge Lietes. Jorge Lietes.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here to represent Central Island Soccer Club. So what's going on is we've been using the space, the car field for almost 10 years. And then now, the other part, they come up with the idea to use the tar field. But what's going on is they have undercover plan because they don't want just the field. They want to take us out of there. So because they don't have enough kids to use all that space, right? We have 10 teams. And then my son, he's playing over there for almost 8 years. He's been happy, and every kid is happy. So I really prefer to you guys consider it to give us back the tar field. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Justin Flores. Justin Flores. Justin, you're up.
First, I would like to say it's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Could you please speak into the microphone? Thank you.
I'm not really gonna say much because I'm pretty nervous.
Don't be. We're here to listen.
I've been playing soccer since I was 3, and I mostly played for Connecticut and then came to Central Islip. I've been playing for 2 years now, and I've really enjoyed the turf, grass. After school, like my mom said, I came home, eat, do my homework, come to play soccer. For me, it's really just have fun, enjoy with my friends, play, and yeah. It's really been a hobby, and yeah.
Okay, Justin, we hear you. We thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
Keep playing soccer. I'm sure you like the field. You've been playing since you're 3, so the soccer field is fairly new, the turf field.
Yeah.
And hope you're enjoying it. And just know that we have 17 hamlets in the town of Islip, different towns, Central Islip, Islip Terrace, East Islip. We only have 3 turf fields. One of them is in Central Islip. So we really do care, and we're trying to do our best.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming down.
Yep.
Next speaker, Tom Johnson. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you. That does it for those who have signed up to speak. Oh, and who might that be? Glenn Alexander, yes. You will be the last speaker.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. Glenn Alexander, ISIP. Unlike Mr. Sabatino, I'm not a lifelong resident. I chose to move to this community in 2002. I chose ISIP for its small town feel, its great schools, and have grown to love the sense of community here. However, I've seen crime rise, taxes increase, and a sense of community diminish over the last 20 years. 5 years ago, my wife and I purchased a boat and began a new chapter of our lives at the Bayshore Marina. We were both teachers with summers off and frequent the marina at all times of day, both on weekends and during the week. It is here that I'd like to focus my comments. I will try not to reiterate what's already been said. I've experienced personal feeling unsafe and insecure at the marina. I acknowledge things have improved this past year, but I believe that like most political situations, it's mostly smoke and mirrors and an attempt to look more secure without actually making it more secure. 1, parking a ISIP security vehicle at the gate and leaving the light on in the gatehouse is not making it more secure. Hiring young college men and retirees and giving them a bright yellow vest is not making it more secure. Having 2 ISIP park rangers there at the same time on a Saturday afternoon checking people at the gate is not making it more secure. It's attempting to create an image of more security. I've been on my boat and watched as young men walk through the gate, down the dock, just to view the boats, when there's clearly a sign that says, boat owners only. When I discussed this 3 minutes later with a security officer in a yellow vest, he said, "What can I do?" He's already walking away. These men are very nice, and I wouldn't want anyone losing their job, but it's a waste of money if they have no actual authority? Park rangers, there's many of them here this evening, actually have security training and actually authority to be enforcing the rules and laws. So I come here this evening with some simple rhetorical questions for the town board. One, how many parks do the Islip Park Rangers work? How often do they walk the beat at the marina and engage people? How long for the security cameras to go in? Do you actually believe these security cameras will deter crime? Is the money being spent on cameras and security guards with no authority the best course of action when we have other means? Giving parking tickets and a few more patrols is a good start, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for your time, and I would love to continue this dialogue at any time.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that's it for the public portion. I have a motion to close by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor, opposed, the public portion is closed. Thank you, everyone, for coming down. Very few phone calls. They want a private marina. Public marina rates. Okay, the first item on the agenda is the meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency. I'd call for a motion for the board to convene. Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, we are convened, a quorum being present. Commissioner.
Yep, Madam Chair, members of the agency board, Martin Ballou, President of the Islip Resource Recovery Agency, 401 Main Street, Islip, New York. I have a couple items for consideration tonight. First being the approval of the minutes for the July 16th, 2024 agency board meeting.
Is there a motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guardone. All in favor, opposed, the minutes are approved.
And the last item is a resolution authorizing the president to extend an existing contract with Cash and Associates PC to provide professional engineering services related to groundwater leachate and emerging contaminants, monitoring, sampling, and reporting at the Blydenburg Road landfill, Queenfield Phase 1 and 2 for the year 2025.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And that concludes the business.
No other business to come before us. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor, opposed? The agency stands adjourned. Thank you very much, Marty. Next is an authorization for supervisor to execute an amended license agreement for 2 parcels of town-owned Bay Bottom land for the purpose of shellfish cultivation in the Great South Bay. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Next is an authorization for supervisor to execute a license agreement for 3 parcels of town-owned Bay Bottom land for the purpose of shellfish cultivation in the Great South Bay. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, it is approved. Item 4 is the Board of Cleanup Resolution. Jeff, if you would please come forward.
Good evening, Madam Supervisor, members of the Town Board, and the Town Clerk. Jeffrey Panache, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip. I have, 12 properties on this evening's agenda for your consideration. Number 1 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 2, to clean up the premises located at 27 Pine Top Drive in Central Islip. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, including a discarded amplifier, plywood, damaged speakers, a couch, videotapes, and other assorted rubbish, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 3, to board up and clean up the premises located at 28 West Oakdale Street in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an open front door, an open window on the north side of the dwelling, and a hole in the garage door allowing access to the dwelling's interior, as well as overgrown vegetation, litter, and debris, including plastic bags, discarded fencing and cinder blocks, and other assorted rubbish, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 4, to clean up the premises located at 43 West Shore Road in Oakdale. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 5, to board up and clean up the premises located at 56 Orange Street in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists a gap in the exterior wall of the south side of the dwelling, allowing access to the interior of the dwelling, as well as overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including discarded construction items, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 6 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 7, to clean up the premises located at 111 Iroquois Street in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation, as well as litter and debris, including discarded water bottles, wood pieces, roofing shingles, and other assorted items of rubbish, which constitute a nuisance and create a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 8, to board up the premises located at 132 Connecticut Drive in Oakdale. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists a rectangular opening on the south side of the dwelling's foundation, allowing access to the interior of the dwelling, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Certainly. Councilman?
Jeff, didn't we hear this property last year? Same property, or is it a different one?
I wasn't aware that there was. I can consult with our chief investigator from code enforcement, but I'm not.
It just looks familiar. That's all I'm asking. I thought we heard it. Yeah, but I think we heard that one last year, too. I'm just curious.
It may have been.
Can you just keep coming back and coming back and coming back?
If there's new ownership, if there's a change in ownership, then we're required to present the resolution for a vote again before the board before we can act on it. So that may have been the case.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 9 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 10, to clean up the premises located at 1335 Locust Avenue in Bohemia. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation, as well as litter and debris, including piles of decaying vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with the property interest in this premises.
Jeff, were you here earlier when that couple came forward about a piece of property they bought and did some clearing?
Yes, I was, and I had an opportunity to speak to that
Okay,
individual along with the chief investigator out in the hallway
Okay,
after he had
great.
spoken.
All right. Councilman? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 11 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 12, to clean up the premises located at 2114 Julia Goldback Avenue in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation in the rear yard at a height of over 12 inches, as well as litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premise.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
That's all I have
believe
for this
that's it.
evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay, next are the appropriation transfers. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 6 is an approval for the use of ARPA funds, SLFRF funds, for infrastructure improvements to prevent flooding in various areas of the town of Islip. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next is the approval for the use of ARPA funds for the replacement of aged equipment used to clean the roadways and clean and maintain sewer drains. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone,
Second.
second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8 are the bid awards. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next are the option year resolutions. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Next is an approval to rescind contract 222-24 with Ironwood Industries, Inc. for hydro seeding. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, an acceptance of monetary grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services to be used for the purchase of new fingerprinting equipment. Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 12, authorization of supervisor to execute an agreement with the CDA whereby the town will receive reimbursement funds for facility improvements at the Brentwood Sports Complex. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13, authorization for supervisor to enter into various agreements for programs to be held throughout the town, and we do have many. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, authorization of supervisor to execute all documents necessary for change order number 1 to the general contracting contract in connection with the main terminal building, MEP upgrades, Phase 2 at Long Island MacArthur Airport, Stalco Construction. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, authorization for supervisor to execute a First Amendment to the agreement with JKL Engineers PC to provide professional engineering services for the Department of Aviation and Transportation at Long Island MacArthur Airport and the Bayport Aerodrome. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16, authorization for supervisor to execute an airport concessions DBE plan to be submitted to the FAA in compliance with 49 CFR Part 26, participation by disadvantaged business enterprises in the Department of Transportation financial assistance programs. This is an FAA requirement. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17 is an authorization for supervisor to execute the 4th option year to the contract with ComNet Software as the sole supplier of hardware and software applications, support services related to the MUFIDS and digital paging systems at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 18 are the special events, 5 parades, festivals, circus, and much more. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 19, authorization for supervisor to execute all documents for change order number 3 with Banner Electric Corp. In connection with the main terminal building, MEP upgrades Phase 2 at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Motion? By Councilman Guardone, second.
Second.
By Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 20, authorization for supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with MPA Computers, Inc. for computer equipment maintenance and repairs. Any questions? Motion? By Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 21 is the acceptance of a deed from J&J Corrado Real Estate LLC for a piece of property located at the northeast corner of Pond Road at 9th Street in Ronkonkoma for a corner radius dedication for highway purposes. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22 is the acceptance of a deed from Robert and Susan Erzhauser for property located at the southwest corner of Arctic Avenue and Ham Court in Bohemia for a corner radius dedication for highway purposes. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 23 is an authorization for the supervisor to execute the Second Amendment to the professional service agreement with R&M Engineering for additional construction management services in connection with the Southwest Sewer District. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 24, authorization for the supervisor to enter into a 60-day contract extension with SIPCO Boarding Company, Inc. for contract DPD 2-21, board up and secure various properties townwide. Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, authorization for the supervisor to execute a contract with Wellsback Electric Corp. of Long Island for DPW 3-2024 installation and maintenance of street lights. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo? Okay. No,
We all made them. Yeah, we all.
okay. One of these collective motions. Lorenzo, McElway, all in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item, where are we? 26 is an authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to enact a local law to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Section 3C, enacting a local law entitled a local law to override the tax levy limit established in Municipal Section 3C. Are there any questions? I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
No.
No what?
Opposed.
You're opposed to setting a public hearing? We have 2 in favor. Are you opposed to setting the public? In favor. So we have 2 opposed, 3 in favor. The motion carries.
No, I'm opposed.
Oh, I thought you made the
Yeah, no.
second. Yeah, that's what we had to approve. So we had a motion and a second. Myself and Councilman McElway made the second to set the public hearing. We called the vote, and we had Councilman O'Connor opposed to setting the date for the public hearing, and Councilman Lorenzo. You're
I
not
was
supporting?
I'm supporting voting, but I'm voting no. So if I misspoke, I shouldn't have seconded.
So the resolution to set the public hearing then fails. Next is an authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider amending Chapter 51 of the Islip Town Code entitled Towing Businesses. Motion by Councilman O'Connor. Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It's approved. Item 28 is an approval to consent to the assignment and assumption of a Bay Island lease agreement by William Schlebelas to Matthew Kohler for real property located on Sexton Island in the Great South Bay. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo. Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? We have 4 in favor, 1 abstention. Next is an authorization for supervisor to execute and deliver a First Amendment to the agreement of sale by and between the Town of Islip and Carlton Avenue LLC. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 30 is an approval to consent to the assignment and assumption of a Bay Island lease agreement by Arthur Swanson to Shauna Finley for real property located in the Great South Bay. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second. Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? We have 4 in favor, 1 abstention. The motion carries. Item 31 is a meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. I'd call for a motion to convene by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. And a quorum being present, Mr. Walzer.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from the last agency board meeting on August 13th of this year.
Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is an authorizing resolution for a project induced at last month's meeting between the agency and Albert Kemperly LLC at 5050 Vets Highway in Holbrook.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is also an authorizing resolution for a project induced at last month's meeting between the agency and Lessings, Inc. at 3525 Sunrise Highway in Islip Terrace.
Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
The next item for your consideration is a resolution authorizing the agency to enter into a contract with Grow America to conduct a feasibility study for Phase 2 of the Belmont at Eastview project located at 300 Carlton Avenue, Central Islip.
Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Okay, the next item for your consideration is a resolution authorizing the assignment of the project RG 158 Candlewood located at 158 Candlewood Road in Bay Shore.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item for your consideration is an amendment to the escrow agreement entered into regarding the Midway Crossing project, extending the agreement to October 1st of this year.
Any questions? I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
I have no further business.
Okay, we will entertain a motion to adjourn by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. The final item on the agenda is the appointment of William F. Garbarino to the position of Town Attorney. Are there any questions? I'll make that motion. Second, a collective second by everyone. All those in favor? Opposed? The resolution is approved unanimously. Congratulations, Mr. Garbarino. With that, we will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you.